which is quite different to these two gentlemen, because I was a grammar school boy, and I matriculated, and I too volunteered for the RAF when I was 17 and 8 months, and so I had my, the main thing I had was the medical test, which was, I was only 17, nearly 18, and they got 40 of us, all the volunteers, for doing the medical test at the same time, and they stripped us all off, and we were there for hours, completely stripped off, walking about, and it was a real culture shock. Most of us never been naked in front of other people before, and there were lady doctors as well as men doctors, and it was a real culture shock. Anyway, passed the medical all right, and I was a member of the ATC, and in the ATC they had examinations of proficiency part 1 and of proficiency part 2, and I sailed through the proficiency part 1 with no problems, and I studied for the proficiency part 2, which took me certainly well over a year, and I sat the proficiency exam, and I passed it. I was in London at the time, and I was one of a very few who passed this proficiency part 2 examination, and the proficiency part 2 was all the subjects that you study at ITW. And having passed it, I was put together with all the university graduates to carry on. And when I was called up into the Air Force, and I went on to ITW, I only did 4 weeks at ITW instead of 13 weeks, and then carried on waiting for to go to America for my flying training. And if I hadn't passed that proficiency part 2 examination, I would have been probably on the same course that these two were. As it was, I was on course 25, and so got a real head start, and I graduated. I was one of the last I was on the last course to graduate at Falcon Field, which was just after the war started. I think it was August 1945, and Judith Stringer here, she subsequently married Derek Stringer, who graduated at the same time as I did at Falcon Field, and I never saw him again after we graduated because he went our different ways, and I didn't see him again until we started attending the Falcon Field reunions, and that's when I first met Jude, and Jude is now she's been my companion for 7 years, and she is really everything that a wife should be. It's just that we can't be bothered to get married. We are tremendously close and happier together we've ever been in our lives. So we're two very fortunate people, and love each other very much. And Because I had the same experiences at Falcon Field as anybody else who did the course, except that I was there for the full course, and I had to leave in between times. One, when I went around all the sites in Arizona, like the Grand Canyon and the Petrified Forest, and various cowboy towns. The other thing that I had every year, we went to Los Angeles, to Hollywood, and met all the film stars there, and we were looked after very, very well. And the people of Arizona looked after us wonderfully, and let us their daughters to take out on hayride. It was a wonderful time in my life, as I'm sure it was for everybody else who went.
It's extraordinary, Ted, that all of you veteran pilots say it was the time of your lives. Are you coming back to join us after lunch, or?
Yes, I can do.
And you could.
I can do.
We'd like you to.
Yes,
We'd like you to.
Yes, I can do. You will have carers in.
What time do they come, Ted?
Well, the carers normally come about, they're supposed to come to 12 and a half past, but sometimes it's 1 o'clock before they come.
Okay, well I'm just going to ask Roy and Len just to tell us a bit about the trip across in the Aquitania. Did you go on the Aquitania?
No, I
You're
went
different.
to Mauritania.
Oh, Mauritania, okay.
Because I was a year before.
Yes. So I'm going to ask them to say a little bit about that, and then we're going to move on to the next bit. So if you need to go to deal with your carers and have some lunch, feel free to do that, and then we'll come back to you later on, if that's okay. Lovely. So we'll say bye for now.
Right, okay.
Let's talk to you a bit later.
Right, bye then.
Bye bye.